birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Lori. Happy birthday to you.
And to top it off, we've had a new capper since our last team meeting, and it happens to be Miss. It's your day.
It is my day.
All right, so we're gonna start with a couple of announcements and some things that we have coming soon. Something fun that we're kicking off May 1st. And then Zach is going to spend some time going over some really interesting numbers. Let's see. So we've got trees. Your class Thursday? Yes, Thursday from 11 to 12. 12. Sorry, I have the main calendar. Not very good calendar. So that is a class that you do not want to miss. Do you mind just giving a little snippet of what the class is going to be about?
So it's first in a series of 3, and this first series on Thursday will be about habits and why some habits are easy to form, not to form, some are break, and others to form them are more difficult, right? Kind of the psychology behind that. We're going to talk about human nature and the things that help us form habits and important ones in our life. Then session 2 and 3 are going to be more specific habits of living healthy and habits of
Sounds like your class would be great for mindset in several different areas and reasons, right? Right. All right. So thank you for that. Yes. Bold. Who's taking bold? Who's taking bold? We've got Carrie. We've got Sarah and Anthony as well.
Yes.
Your hand. That's all I'm saying right now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Baby
Handle right now.
Give it back.
Ocean. Yeah. Well, it's okay, so maybe we have some exciting things coming up that I just wanted to go over very quickly with you guys. We've got the on the 17th, we've got the Jeff Glover event coming up. Is there anyone in the room who's not heard of Jeff Glover? Okay, so Jeff is like a mega agent. I want to say he's like 34 years old. Owns several market centers, but he is sort of a rare breed in that he's someone who is still very much in production and involved in still the sales part of the business. So he is flying in from Michigan on Friday the 17th, and from 1 to 4 at 125 Live, he's going to spend some time talking about how he went from 0 to a year. They take about 50 listings a month. So to be able to get in front of a producer like that is, time well spent. We are also inviting co-op agents to the event, and so once it's free, but once it kind of sells out, it's out. They're limited due to our base at 125 Live. So the link has been posted on Facebook. Post again, you'll see a couple more emails and reminders going out about it. Make sure to register for that right away. And then it's a great reason for you to pick up the phone and call maybe someone that you care about and then perfectly invite them. Or if you're not perfectly with that, let me know. I'm inviting every recruit that I'm with now.
What was your date?
The 17th.
Right.
17th of May from 1 to 4 at 125 Live. So the training event that Zach and I typically do on once a month 125 Live, this will be in this event. Okay. Let's see. We've got the item celebrating that is 3rd. The 5th is on Sunday, so look for a sign up for that. I think that's getting sent out yesterday in our Red Day coming up on the 9th. There'll be more details that come out with regard to that. If you haven't placed your order yet for a t-shirt or sweatshirt, I believe you might even double check with me if that's something that you need. You're going to want to get that order to her ASAP. Next ALC meeting is on the 8th. Next command class with Zach will be on Tuesday the 7th. Who has been attending those command classes? A couple of you? Okay. So important for you guys to
2
make sure
people.
that you're
Thank
attending those classes.
You're gonna get some of it today.
Just because I know he won't toot his own horn, but Zach is one of 2 agents in our region who is teaching command classes on a regular basis. We had a regional call not long ago, and one of the questions asked was sort of a trick question, and Zach passed with flying colors. He said, well, you know, it's great, the tools are nice, but sometimes it's frustrating because things aren't working. And who has run into sometimes things not working with command, right? And it can be frustrating. And Ashley said, well, that was a good question. That tells me that you're in there and that you're studying it, that you're teaching it, that it's vital that you guys are.
But how do you enjoy that one feature? I said, it's not available yet.
All right, on Friday the 10th, we're going to celebrate all the moms in the Market Center with muffins and mimosas. That's on Friday the night, in the morning. Here. I'm teaching my open house class.
Here.
I'll be working out here.
As the envelope.
Unless you know a really great place where we should be having our mimosas.
I might, I'll talk to you.
Yeah. I'm teaching my open house class on Tuesday the 14th from 10 to 11. Team meetings next month will be on the 7th and 1st.
My birthday is May 9th.
Oh, that's awesome.
My fellow Torian.
All right, so also a regional event that we have coming up is Lead Generation Plus with Gene Rivers. So that will be up in the cities. Gene is a phenomenal instructor, one of my favorites, and the Lead Generation Plus class is a great one. I think he's also going to get some shift stuff with that as well. So that's on the 22nd from 9 a.m. to 5 p.m.
I cannot recommend enough that you attend that. Feel like it is not doing injustice to say you're one of the best instructors in all of Kennewick, all of real estate, period. And it's one of those where you go to a training, you learn about incredible sorts. He does what he does at a high level, and he tells it like, so you go to that thing, go anytime you
What's the date on that again?
That is the 22nd. It's a Wednesday from 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. And then the last thing that I want to mention, of course, there's other things you'll see on the training calendar, is Dave James. Does anyone recognize that name? He is co-author of some books with Mary Keller. Is coming to the cities on the 30th of May. And the topic is Light My Fire, the Power of Self-Motivation with Dave James. It's $20, guys, 20 bucks. We will be sending out a link on that soon if they haven't posted already, and that's from 9 to noon on Thursday, the 30th. We're going to do before we do that, I just have one more announcement. So when I sent the text out last night, I talked about something fun.
Erin, one more thing, did you talk about rent day at all?
Like an update on what it is.
I don't think we mentioned it.
She did what the plans
did?
are.
Okay.
I mentioned Red Day, but not the
Okay.
outline of it. I'd have to pull the we didn't do that.
That's what we normally do.
Yeah,
Season's
I've not participated before, but my
I'll touch
understanding-
on it. We'll go to Seasons Hospice and we pull out a lot of their patio furniture and stuff that they put around the beautiful property they have there. Power washing, use your power washing patio space as well. So it's a really good time, especially if it's beautiful weather. It doesn't really take all that long. They usually have phenomenal lemonade and brownies or cookies. I can't remember. Sometimes Jim provides other beverages. I'm just saying, and you can bring your own beverages after we're done with the work, people. We'll do like some yard cleanup and grab clean stuff and take it out. But dress appropriately. Wear your red day shirt and they're like, come to work. Yes, ma'am.
So this year, we are having a planned happy hour appetite.
Cool.
At 4 at 2.
Okay, awesome. That's on the south side of town, right? Out the lake where all volleyball courts are.
Yes.
Or the north side?
No.
Okay, you told me yesterday I knew what I was talking about.
That's a trick question.
This is a Rooster Street.
Oh.
This is the original.
Yes.
Right, Rooster's 1, right over there.
Great.
I'm just gonna have to follow someone because y'all have any at this point.
Don't listen to that.
Don't listen.
Don't follow back.
It's in the shops on Main.
Go by Target and Fleet Farm.
Target North, Target South.
South.
And when they get the new stoplights in out here, you just go across the intersection.
Or
You
there's
know,
house,
you
or
halfway
get to the airport, you've gone too far.
Too much information.
We're
All right,
They
so
should just
May
take that
1st, we are
intersection out.
kicking off Game of Okay, so for those Game of Thrones fans, you know what I'm talking about. So, before May 1st, I'm just gonna
And
read.
if you don't know what
the
you're
flyer.
talking about, you can.
Can I watch like 150?
So before May 1st, all agents at KWPR will be assigned a house by myself. We're gonna mix it up so that production. We'll make sure that it's balanced from a production perspective. Each house will then select a word to collect and report points. We're actually working on a Google spreadsheet where we can self-report the word. Okay. At the end of May, the house with the most points will win. Later. Our house names are House Keller, here, House Anderson. So you will be assigned houses.
You couldn't use the real houses, because enough people would have been digitally, they were not.
Yeah, we had a bit of fighting going on. So this begins May 1st, it goes through May 31st, and here's the point system. Flyers going around. Listing agreement signed, 5 points. Buyer rep signed, 5 points. Accept a purchase agreement, 3 points. Listing sold, 3 points. Refer a co-op agent to Aaron. Refer a teed up agent to meeting, you call them beforehand, let them get out, get them, read. So when you play the game of phones, so oh, shift is coming. Yes, so
Yeah,
that,
well, you gotta say it
I
like.
apologize. Yeah, so one of their catchphrases is venture is coming. We also created, for those of you that might want this and want to share it, I'm gonna be posting it on my public page. I'm also sharing this with recruits that we meet with, but we've also done an external flyer for recruiting purposes. It doesn't give our point system, but it just talks about the contest, and how it's laid out, and then just goes on to say a market shift is coming. Is your brokerage invested in your goals for 2019? Does your brokerage offer class training and coaching? Does your brokerage offer additional content? So, feel free to share this if you want to take a hard copy, you can. If you want to tell you PDF.
So quick question on this. So a listing or a purchase could actually be 8 months, right?
Correct. So if you
get a
list,
sucker signed and sold in
Yeah.
3 hours like the market.
Right.
Yeah.
Or you get your buyer rep signs at the same time you make your offer. But
Nobody does that. Nobody does. Actually, this market, like,
did everyone get a flyer? Yeah. Any questions surrounding that at all? I think it's going to be fun. We get
I'll enjoy this.
You had one.
Yeah,
So
let's go.
everyone did not get a flyer. No.
No?
We'll get more.
How many am I short? Couple? One? Just one? Okay, so we'll get you one. I know where to find you. All right.
Yeah, you do too.
All right, without further ado then, we're gonna go ahead and turn it over.
Nope.
Oh, wait, yes, grateful messages. Turn has grateful.
Did you talk about the hashtag Wi-Fi?
Nope. Very grateful. Oh, you guys gratitude message. Yes.
I'm grateful for Docs to tell you about how to.
I'm so grateful for that. Yes, yes, we are. All right, any others out there?
I'm grateful for our amazing culture.
Yes. Okay.
Christina, smiling face.
Yeah. I'm right. All right, is that it?
No.
No. Oh, birthday girl.
Yeah.
I'm grateful for Lori's birthday.
Gave it to the wrong person.
You should have done better.
Culture and energy of the office.
Yes, yes. Here. All right, is that gonna do it?
Yeah, but I didn't really understand it. So, tracking numbers and our core.
Ooh, that's
Oh,
perfect. We're gonna talk about some of that today. All right, Carrie, I'm sorry.
No, it's fine. So remember, we're trying to tell our story to Rochester and especially the agents who we want to attract to what we have here. And let me tell you something, you know, Kelly Reynolds, Ryan Darcy, probably. He called me yesterday, he's like, I love it. And that's what we know, but we need everyone else to know that. So if you could jump on your Facebook real quick, this literally takes 1 minute. On the top where you post something, where is there? Hashtag why I love KW, and then put what you have there. Today I put growth mindset. I just have goals and that was just that are for me. So grab your phone, make a quick post, and tell our story. I love this by the way. You're the best. All right. Floor is yours.
If you're feeling extra fun, there's another hashtag trade. Hashtag why I love Lori.
Stick to the
Just
other.
keep it,
Give
yes.
a better response.
Yeah. Okay, so a few things that I want to talk about. I'm very excited to go over a lot of this stuff today. I apologize if I get a little bit crazy, go too fast, but I'm very pumped up to talk about it. Before I even begin though, I want to put a plug in for this book, Profit First. Highly recommend that you buy it or download it and listen to it. It's a book that Gary is raving about right now. Profit First, highly recommend you dig it up for yourself, buy a copy or download it. Okay, I want to go over some numbers with you guys. Not because I'm a nerd and I want to bore you to death, but because in looking at these numbers, you guys are going to see some pretty amazing things regarding our office. Bless you. But to your point, what is the LOR? Does anybody know what LOR stands for? LORE.
Language and
Language of real estate. It's key metrics that we measure and track on how our office is doing compared to our local market. Track that by measuring it against our local. And it can give us some insight. It's not always pretty, it's not always amazing, but when you have an office that's functioning at a high level, the results can be pretty phenomenal. So in this category, this is CMAR, March 18 versus March 19. And this is our office, KWPR, March 18 versus March 19. This is the difference. But here's what we need to take a peek at. This is what begins to tell us the story and why we say the proof is in the closed units. Year over year, the month of March, the MLS is down 13% in closed units. Our office is up 9.5% for a difference of 174%. So this is how you phrase that. You guys, right now, at this office, you are outperforming the market in closed units by 174%. Guys, that's unreal. For the market to be down 13%, you guys get 10% growth as an office. It doesn't get much more amazing than that. That's literally you guys out there outperforming. Closed sales volume. The market's down 11%. You guys are up about 13 for an increase of 215%. Contracts written. Agents all across CMAR in general are down almost 11% in the contracts they've written so far March over month. You guys are up 7.6%. Contracts written volume down 9, up 9, 200% outperformance. Listings taken. Guys, are listings still hard to come by? Do we still have a shortage? We have a shortage. It's proven. The market is short 13% in listings taken this March versus last March. Guys, you're up almost 30%. I don't know how you explain that other than we got the stone cold killers up in this office going out and taking listings when everybody else is struggling to find. That's outperforming the market by over 300%. Listings taking volume. The market's down 11. You're up 26. We're outperforming 330%. Listings sold down 13%. You guys are up 15. We're 215%. Listings volume down 11.2. You're up 7.4. We're over 100%. Can I get some ahas? What are you saying? How does this make you?
We're rock stars.
As you are. I agree, John. Absolutely. Give yourself a hand. That is collective effort. Everybody in this room do this. And when we see these kind of numbers, and when we have an office that's performing this way, this kind of strength, what does that mean for all of us that are individuals? Why does that even matter?
Yeah, well, collectively. We're getting our name out there and we're becoming force of conscience.
Absolutely. There's a saying out there that all votes, what? I did a terrible job prepping that.
Together.
Yeah, all boats basically rise by time, right? So as our office continues to outperform the market, it increases. It's by the nature of it happens, it's gonna pull everybody up together, right? Because the better we're performing, the better we're just doing in general terms. Collaboration, national money, just pulls everybody up. Yeah, this would not be, these percentages would not be what they are if this were not a collective increase across the board. Oh, by the way, this is what's important to understand. You're going this way during the first quarter, but the market's been going this way. Not in a bad way, it's just another shortage, right? That takes a lot of work. You don't outperform the market by accident in every single category, right? We'll see how this tapers out. This is only first quarter. I'm not looking to necessarily throw a grade, but if this is how strong we're coming into the first quarter, what kind of precedent does that set for the rest of
It speaks
Really
to
a bigger
momentum too.
it? Absolutely.
I mean,
Absolutely.
you think about the last 2 years and the difference, the momentum. That's what we're riding.
Yeah, because we're definitely not riding momentum
Thank
on
you,
the market.
Zach's leadership and
Well,
Eric's leadership.
that's
I'm
a-
not kidding, like,
Well,
give us
so,
great tools.
you touched on something interesting. Yeah, this is March over March, right? March over March, and I like to look at how are we doing first quarter this year compared to first quarter last year. So as of the end of March, as of the end of the first quarter, our office was 13% larger this March than it was last month. 13% larger. And guess what? Yeah, when you're a part of that, when you experience that kind of, when you're attracting great agents that are doing business or learning and getting into production, what does that do to the office? Brings it out, brings everybody up, right? So we're 13% larger than we were first quarter of last year. Closed units are up 20%. Q1 19 versus Q1. 20% increase in closed units. Oh, by the way, in the market we're doing. Closed sales volume for the quarter is up 30%. I know. Closed volume up 33%. Listings taken, guys, listings taken, market is up 33% this quarter versus last year. It's not like we did very well. Listings taken volume up 30.8% quarter over. Listings sold up 10%. Listings sold volume is up 22%. Here's the interesting one. I love this one. Contracts written up 20.7%. Why do I love contracts written? Contracts written volume is up 20% over last year. 40%. Average sale price, by the way, is 4%. Guys, listen to this. Our closed gross commission for the first quarter is up 44.1%. What does that mean in layman's terms? That's people making more money. I'm okay with that. Let me give you some perspective. In January alone, closed GCI was over $300,000. In February, it was over $300,000. For the first time ever in the company's history, we had gross commission income, not just over $300,000, it had never been over $200,000 before that. In March, it was also over $300,000. Collectively, so far, year to date, closed commission income is just shy of $1 million quarter one. That's you guys. That's your money. That's up 44.1%. If there's any number that I want to see, how much? I think that's all I wanted to touch on. Oh, profit share. Profit share is up over 4%. Sounds, I should have led with that one. Not 40, it's up 4, but that's still great news, right? Questions, thoughts, ahas on that? Anybody surprised by that?
Zach, what was the average,
Sale price?
sale price? This,
So the average sale price that we're gonna quote you is different than the average sale price specific to Rochester, of course, because this includes closings across, the entire company. Average sale price was 187. It was just shy of 200 in January, February, and down in March. Last year, our annual ad was about 200,000. This year's away, so far, this year it's 187, 10% more than what at the end of the first quarter of last year. That helps. That's all of CMAR, not. Give me some takeaways from that.
I think it seriously speaks to you and Aaron and all the training that we have, November and December, feeding into it how important the gen, touching our.
Jennifer wants to talk about pepper. So first, thank you for that insight. But when you hear me read the numbers from the trend report, look at these numbers. What's obvious by these numbers are our production is up by that significant a percentage, quarter versus the quarter. Look at March over March. Like that's why you see the. And Jennifer's point, one of the key drivers in seeing those increases in your businesses is what? It's the lead generation, it's the training, it's information, it's coming to meetings like this, and when you conduct training, then you then take back and implement business, right? You're not going to see the kind of increases that we're seeing in individual business that come into the training and education. We're going to continue to hammer on it. It's very similar to what I experienced in my own business. I just tapped into the training and education level. Guess what? Imagine if your business is increasing. It's doable. It's happening for some people. It's happening for training. What else? Let me ask you this question. Go right about my answer. This question. First off, how many of you didn't do that before I just
What is the number over for CMAR?
Yeah, how many of you guys knew that our office was doing what it's doing compared to what it did this time last year? Kim, thank you. No elaboration. Well, I mean, you all were. The red report gets posted in the Facebook group. I'm not sure if you filled it out. But that tells me something. Number one is, you kind of Barry's point, do a much better job of telling our story internally. And then it's not just enough for us to share it with you internally, we have to help you here. Extra. Guys, there's no reason that a copy of this report right here should not be in your list packet, a part of your buyer content. Anytime you go to you guys have done, yes, sir, please.
Other agents.
Or other agents.
There's other agents out there that just it will just grind on them. Just
hold that thought for me. Hold that thought for me. I want to come back to that. I think Tim is saying that with love. I am. Okay, good. Very much. Just want to clarify. But first and foremost, I want to arm you guys with weapons that will make you deadly in your business. Right? How we use this from a market standpoint. It's a good story. It's a different story. But my sole focus is always how do we use it to help you do more business. Right? Help your clients. So if I were to take this with me for an appointment with a prospective client, what are some things I might see, or how would I utilize it strategically?
Looking at these numbers,
Especially, sorry, got jumping. But let me give you a caveat. Let me give you a caveat, guys. Are we in a highly competitive market right now?
Yeah, yes.
So how do we utilize this and leverage this in a highly competitive market?
You got another rhetorical question?
Was that rhetorical? Yes. What were you gonna say earlier?
It's just easy. I mean, you can look at the numbers 20 months behind, but as you can see, our marketing strategy, you can see that our company's outpacing.
Absolutely, Mr. and Mrs. Seller, I would love the opportunity to list your home. As you can see, our company's outperforming the market by triple digit percentages. I would love to put that to work.
Numbers speak.
Right.
You already
Mr. and
have to
Mrs.
sell your product. You still have to.
Absolutely. Just that. This does the heavy lifting for you. The cool thing about this is, this isn't the warm, fuzzy, movie. I'm just talking about how great we are. Right? This is the proof in the numbers as it said. Hey, I'm not saying this because I obviously love my company. I'm saying this because it's what we're doing.
I'm not here to badmouth you. Here's what they've done.
Right. This breaks for you. Mr. and Mrs. Buyer, I'm sure you're aware it's a highly competitive market. I'm assuming you want to hire an agent at a company that has a track record of winning and outperforming this highly competitive market. Sign here and I will help you win.
I should say, you could say more Rochester's choosing Keller Williams than ever before.
Yeah, that's a great soundbite. Absolutely. What else? How else can we utilize it?
Sign up with Zach for coaching.
Sure, or come to our training and education, right? Guys, once a month, I teach class at 125 Live, open to anybody, lunch is free. Right? Some people come. Yes, I get it, we're all busy, right? Some people come. Lauren, was it a good class last time?
It's awesome.
What'd you learn?
Learned a lot about
Winning.
winning
That's what it was about.
and listening to others in the room and their points and kind of getting perspective from the other side of the table.
Or you were there, right? And if you can't be there, what can you? Yeah, well, you can invite other people to go, right? I mean, I'm not here to toot my own horn. This is not an ego thing. But I've been doing this for a little while. My team did okay last year. So if you want to come and learn directly from somebody that's running an operation that you might want to model after, or invite people to come with you and take advantage of it, right? And this is why. Hey, Trudy, this is Zach over at Keller Williams. Here's the deal. I just sent you an email's got an attachment on it. Not sending it to you to brag, but take a look at it. I want to let you know what we're doing. We're crushing it. We're winning in this highly competitive market. I got a class that we teach at least once a month at 125. I just teach it. Just come check it out. You'll find it. Not here. Just come learn how it can help your business experience. Too easy.
I just said, do you want to come to a free class with me?
Right, and that poor girl thought it was
Well,
CE.
I'm a.
This is what she said. When we took our first break, she said, "This is amazing CE." I was like, I hate to break it to you.
She's one of my friends.
No, she got over it.
You know, Zach, did I try something quick with this Jeff Glover event coming up? This is a perfect time to get you listening.
Because of Tim's point, I mean, not only can this help you earn income with listing buyers, but people inside our company. Business is not talk about boys and recruiting. What I'm saying, guys, it has not always been this way. Guess what? We're living what we're preaching. Put it to work. And here's what gets me excited. If we're imagine other people out there that are it would change your life. It would change. I had to submit an application to the region this last week. And I had to submit a very similar application about 5 years ago to become an investor in the Virgin Islands. And part of it is it basically asks, what are your assets in life and what's your debt? I submitted the one last week, but before I did, I pulled up the one I submitted 5 years ago. Without getting too far. Because the company's changed my life. It's changed my life. And what that does for my family, for my kids, is unreal. So the reason I'm telling you to read this book first is because we're going to get back to something that Keller Williams used to talk about all the time, which is how do we create nightmares? How do we help people generate wealth, live financial freedom, And I'm actually kind of glad Katie erased it, so I'm going to go over it today. But she was doing me a favor. She said, I'm gonna spend future team talking about it once you guys have had the chance about this book, because what I'm going to go over with you, I think what you're going to realize is in our business, way more cheap than we can do it much faster. It's not. You know, I don't care about that. Freedom. We're going to talk about it. We're going to put it. I guarantee 10, 15, 20 years, even sooner, we're going to have people that are doing very well money. We're going to change their life. That sound good? All right, enough of the sappy stuff. Well, you know, I'm a good actor. Yes. Okay, I have 20 minutes. 20 minutes to go to talk to you guys about some features related to command. I've been very honest and transparent about command, right? I've always said it doesn't work out 100%. Not everything's ruled out. Bear with us. We're going to get there. If you would have asked me 2 weeks ago, is that how amazing is command? Can I go start using my business right now? The way that we work. Today, you can start using it immediately, have a significant impact on your business, start winning clients. Mark and I went over some of it. What do you think? Oh, it's unreal. So I'm just gonna scratch the surface on some of the new features you guys can start using right away. But here's the strategy. The first strategy is get your contacts uploaded into the database. Once you've got your contacts uploaded, I would highly recommend you click on these 3 bar graphs and look at the report. Tell you the health of your database. Like you and I were playing with this and playing around with it. But so far, this kind of shows you how our database stands in the system currently. Number of contacts, the percentage of those contacts in which we have their phone number, email, address, etc. Okay, quick gauge on your database to help that we have their information. Here's what I know, guys. As real estate agents, traditionally we do an okay job capturing email addresses. That's like the one thing we're really good at. Why is that? That's usually I don't have to talk to you, right? We don't have to talk to you. So we get their email. Sometimes we get their phone number, especially if we're doing business with them. And then oftentimes we do not prioritize their physical address. Just don't prioritize. Well, with some of the tools I'm about to show you, getting that address is probably going to become the number 1 priority. If you have the address in conjunction with the email, it will be very deadly and very lethal in your ability to provide value to clients long term, which is going to be great from a repeat referral standpoint. Everybody follow me so far? Okay, so I'm going to skip ahead a little bit, and I'll be around for a little bit to take your questions about this. This is your database health. I'm going to go into contacts. Pull open my contact here. I'm looking at this person's individual profile, for lack of a better term, in my database regarding the information I have about them. Now, this is why when I have their address, they were imported when I uploaded them to my database. I've got their address in here. Because I have their address, I'm able to put them, I'm able to associate them with a specific address. Okay. I'm going to click this now, and I'm going to show you some quick things. What I want you to know is, right now, all of you have the ability to start providing your clients or prospective clients with people that you know this information. So this is a client of ours. Her name's Alex, and based on where she lives, I can send her. I can actually set the system to send this automatically without me thinking about you for 1 month. And what it is information specifically where she lives regarding active statistics and home. Gives you an idea of what's going on nearby her local. By the way, I can associate multiple neighborhoods with her team. Some might choose to set them up on neighborhoods they live in or neighborhoods they might be. So if I scroll down here, they're so new that photos aren't available. But it starts pulling actual active listings from the MLS that they can see as they're looking at properties, similar, especially properties in their neighborhood. Oh, by the way, there's an About Me section. This is for you, where they can check out, information about you, download your app, and submit your information. Here's other cool. They can actually search properties in the area, utilizing it. Here's something cool. Let's say they want to look at this, just this specific area. Just click that button. Draws it out. Brand spanking new, hot off the press. Get serious. And it immediately starts pulling all the properties right there. Guys, this does not exist other places. Right, guys, you can't even do this in North Star that easy. Let alone on your individual. John's laughing, was like, that's too funny. But the ability, the ability for your clients to do this, the website you're providing them, things to use, here's something that will out. All right, go check out the website. Oh wait, you know what? I think I'd like to go see this property. Oh yeah. Guess what? I can choose the date and the time. Click next. Input my information. And as soon as they do that, guess what? People talk Kevin. A request for them to do. It's go play around with this system. Test it out. It's a thing.
So this link is showing time.
Not going to do a showing time. So it's going to alert you to this person. So here's what I would do. Let's say Tim's on that website.
You're gonna have to talk to them.
Yeah.
No, I get that.
Or text them.
Or text. What would be really cool is if this actually came to us in the format that we could just like make it showing time, say yes, request this be a showing time have it for us. I don't think I'm just saying.
But needless to say, they requested the day and time of showing. It gets pinged via email. You just click the number to call, and this is exactly what Williams for request property on the website. To confirm whether or not that date and time works for today. Got the request for that date and time. Unfortunately, that conflicts with the schedule that I already have for this date and time. And oh, by the way, now there's a contact we have this. We have not had this available to us before. It's not available any places. And oh, by the way, this is going to be synced with your app soon. Once the new version of that rolls out. And like, this is actual stuff that you go out and start utilizing. Imagine who here has things. Imagine we have 200, 500 million. Imagine we got addresses for all of them. Imagine every single one of them set up on the smart neighborhood and every month. This sent to them. This sending their neighborhood on data market data. They can go search for properties as well. Click the button request. If that's the one and only thing you did, everybody had to make some on that. It would be under. And oh, by the way, it doesn't cost you anything, right? Starting this one, they'll only accomplish it. They will. Well, John, I'm glad you brought that up. So I forgot what I was going to say, but you flew here. So thank you. Glad we prepped this. Right now, your clients or prospective clients or the general public, they kind of get emails like this already. They're not this extensive, but they get emails about their specific neighborhood or property, sometimes monthly. Who's it coming from? Zillow. Coming from Zillow. That's the primary one. Anybody else? I have two. I showed Mark this morning. I've got two apps on my phone. One of them is the place when I bought a house a couple years ago. My mortgage was sold. I use their app to track, payments and stuff. About once a month, they'll tell me what my home is like, according to Zillow and a couple of them. Why do they do that? So they would try to refine it, right? And Zillow about once a month. That's I know. I don't see what you're saying. About once a month, they'll send me my home tab. Guys, this gives you the ability to do what Zillow is doing. Customized neighborhood information, synced up with IDX, ability to request shows wherever. You are now Zillow. Going into the capital. Right? maybe I'll come to you one second. It gives you the same power to do that. And once this is all fully synced and integrated, not only will they be able to see their home value, which they can do on Zillow, but they'll also be able to do refinance. It's bringing all of it together, guys. All the different things, bring it all one-stop shop. Your face is on it. It all comes to you. Anytime somebody interacts with it, not only can it finance it, but they can request a showing of the housing. Their home value is going on there. Right?
If you'll let me, I actually want to
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Please.
jump over to something else with Zillow that I've been meaning to bring up at the team meeting and I keep forgetting. You know, I don't know if you guys are like me, you probably get like a zillion Zillow emails all the time, and I just delete them. I don't know if I don't get them. But I did read the article months ago about how Zillow was changing that if you have a listing and someone asks about it, it'll go to you instead of just some random agent. They want to talk to the listing agent. Did there?
If you're a premier agent.
Nope, I am not a premier agent. I do not pay, but your contact info is now there. I think if you scroll down to the bottom, the people can find you.
It always does say Google.
So I have gotten several emails from people through Zillow. It comes from Zillow, and then only because I happened to read the subject line said, as a premier agent, blah, blah, blah. And so I don't know how many of those I deleted because I'm not a premier agent. I don't pay Zillow. I opened it up, and it was a referral from Zillow. And I've had 3 of them on my listings. So just kind of make sure you're checking what Zillow's saying before you just delete them.
Let me ask you, why is that happening?
Because we have listings.
Yes, because we're putting the pressure on them. Exactly. Because we put the pressure on them. And because we've demanded our listing, our lead.
Right.
So this is why I get all fired up. This is why Gary's doing what he's doing. He's telling the industry, no, you will bend to our will, not the other way around. You're playing our game, we're going to make the rule, and you will abide by them, you will elect them, while we continue to grow.
I also just saw in one of my Facebook groups that someone had changed brokerages and said, hey, I just listed a house and, somebody called in about it and they gave it to someone else. Yeah, who was on call that day. And all of the comments, almost everyone said, if they ask for you, it's yours. If they don't ask for you, it's the person who's on the board, it's the person that's on call, blah, blah, blah. I ended up going back and clicking on every single one who said you're listing your lead and we're all Keller. Nobody else does that. There was one other remanaged agent, I guess, but otherwise it was only Keller. Where if somebody calls in, it doesn't just go to the floor. It's
Check to verify if somebody's calling them. This was a new one. Google Keller offers news. There's a couple articles out there that just came out, and Keller offers is targeted at highlighters. It's kind of nice down here in Rochester sometimes, but on an island. There is a company right now that's capturing a decent amount of market share. You know what it's called? Open Door. Open Door.
yeah, my sister's listing.
Did it really? Yeah, Open Door. Now it is a business model that is not profitable right now, but they're utilizing it to capture market share. And what we're basically doing, what Keller Williams is in the process of doing is creating a program that we can utilize as agents to help with the niche market, a small percentage of people that might choose to utilize that or go that route. Right? That's just nothing to get worried about, just be aware of. We're firing on all cylinders to be hyper competitive in this extremely competitive market. The market is competitive for the agents get. It's getting more competitive. It's not just, guys, we're not playing competition with other real estate companies. Realize that? I could care less about Remaxing down in Coldwell. I'm not competing with them because I know, based on the report I just shared with you, give us another 3 to 5 years. We've already won the game. It's just a matter of getting it, right? We're halfway to the field. We're seeing closer and closer. Who we're competing with now is who? Technology. Technology companies that are seeking to put you out of business. That's where a whole different game will do. Guess what? We're making great strides. The features I just showed you is part of it, right? Because the greatest thing that we have that a lot of technology companies don't have is what? You guys, agents, you guys, agents, because what do you have with your clients? Relationships. Bill and others will never be in touch with the business will go. Guess what? Now's why it's what you build out your database quickly. That's going to solidify your relationship. You're going to give them the technology, valuable tools they desire. After it's needed. At first, you're never going to leave it. Here's why we'll leave it. There's nothing better. And oh, by the way, if you look at what it is, open door, if you look at the cost, if they buy your home for you, it's at a double-digit loss compared to the 6% commission. And usually their listings don't sell. They open door to the loss. Does that sound like a feasible business model? I'm going to buy properties at market value. Say again.
If I under market value.
If they do it right. If they do it right. This is all workers. Nobody's coming out to look at it necessarily.
They send inspectors out because that's another big part of open doors. You have to agree to do every single thing they say. And
Right.
so if they come with a team, they don't come with an inspector, they come with a team.
Right.
To go through everything and then say, this, you gotta do this, and then we'll buy your house for the price it's at.
But there's a cost going up right there, right? Yes, great, it's a team of inspectors. They don't necessarily sometimes have the market knowledge, right? I was with some buyers this weekend. We went through houses, it was listed by Berkshire Hathaway, right next to the house. Yeah, we went through that one 2 months ago. Terrible floor plan, way overpriced. Company's gonna lose thousands of dollars on it. I'm multiply that times however many business. Right? It's great, you might have to capture market share right away, but you have to make money. Same concept. You still good profit. Not once, not once, not once. Billions of dollars in rent. That's why people pay.
Yeah, the buyer and their shareholders said that.
What are they doing with the $1 million?
Usually pay their debt.
Yeah,
Right, yeah.
they're gonna lose lots of it right now.
They are. So guys, if you're a company that's not generating a profit, how do you stay in business?
Keep getting them.
From who?
Your investors.
Exactly, investors or people that don't know any better, right? That's lit. So when you look at all these different businesses, Uber's another one. Uber's never turned a profit at a lucrative IPO. You have to understand. I don't think Netflix is actually turned a profit. Right? This would surprise you. Right? These are highly successful companies. Read this book. Read this book. Profit. Generating actual profit is the measure of success, sustainability, longevity, and health of a business. You're not highly successful, in my opinion, if you're running a business year after year, doing a lot of business, but not generating profit. You're just borrowing more and more money to try to grow to a point where you actually get potentially break even. Look at Apple. Highly successful, do a lot of business, but they're highly profitable. How do you know how profitable? They have good dividends, right? That's how we run your business as well. That's why I say read this book. That's what we're starting talking about. Because I know that when we see the kind of increases that we've seen in our business, I know that when our agents make 44% more money in the first quarter, then we probably need to train on what do we do with that? How do we safeguard our expenses? How do we maximize our profits? And then, oh, by the way, how do we take those profits, put that capital, and invest it wisely to generate? I apologize. 2 minutes left. Any questions?
I want to remind you guys that we've got 2 phenomenal classes coming up. We've got lunch and learn, and then how long?
Yeah, actually, just 12:30.
Yep. And then we've got Carly Duckworth teaching her buyer consultation class from 1 to 2, and then Kelly, their director of operations, is going to spend time showing you guys the systems that they use to be able to work and operate at such a high level.
The buyer consultation that Carly's going to teach is by far one of the single greatest things that we started implementing it and sticking to it religiously that increased our business potential.
Same with them.
Yeah, but be here, learn it, and then here's a big caveat: do it. questions asked, no drunk monkeys, do it the exact way she teaches it. So it's weird to ask strangers, first meeting with them, to sign a paper. It works. It'll do it the way you do it. Thanks, everybody. Appreciate it.
Thank you, Dad.
Thanks for the questions, Tim. No problem. Anytime. Good for you. Congratulations. She's awesome. You do. Zillow. Zillow.
Yes.
All of it.
And it's
She's
easy.
very
It's easy.
Zillow.
And it's easy. And fun.
And fun.
And rewarding.
And
rewarding. How do you like those
So
affirmations?
if you guys need to take a quick bathroom break, Jennifer's gonna be back in from, she is one of our vendor sponsors from HMS, is gonna come in and talk a little bit about them, and we got lunch.
Happy birthday! Thank you.
Yeah, we'll start in a few minutes and hopefully you'll see.
Yeah.
Just to give you a little heads up,
Yes, it is.
so Real Estate for 10 years, we is kind of the small part.
Yay.
What you need to know about it.
So take a quick bathroom break, grab a sandwich, and Jennifer's gonna get started, she's gonna turn quick.
I did too. So, which is, that's a big difference.
I got church on Sunday. I pulled them out of my purse and the worship was and I pulled them out and
I
I
did
had
research.
so I put them on one side at a time and I looked at that.
We talked about that briefly, but it wasn't. So you go to Facebook.
Lori.
I'm gonna need more this summer.
Hey, Lori.
Make sure you grab a sandwich.
Do you
want
to grab? Get
Pardon me?
very good dog.
I couldn't, so, I'm like, our check.
I know what you want.
Wow.
I drove by it. I take pictures of the one on Younger Avenue.
Lori.
Yeah, Lori.
And I went by that a long time ago. I didn't get it.
I want to stay there until like.
He works with another client by Bubba.
She's called hostage.
Yes.
Okay, we'll be going in about 2 minutes. Make sure you grab something and grab a lot. I always plan for too much.
Tippies?
I do.
Did you bring us lunch, Jennifer?
I did.
You are so sweet, thank you.
Well, as a former realtor of 10 years, I always do better.
No, I did not.
You don't know about that, you look so handsome.
You know, we always comment their school.
I have to admit that, I used to plan my rural tour route. I did all of them, but I would start wherever.
We're at the food. He's going to get before it runs out.
Exactly.
You did not.
Exactly.
You're teaching class on Thursday, what time?
I'm not sure, but I appreciate it.
I think it's a really important topic, but I can learn.